Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Spiritual Connections by Joelle. I'm your host, Joelle Burns, divine psychic medium, alien channeler, intuitive healer, pet psychic, however you want to describe me. I do all the things. So today's topic, we're going to talk about, are you a starseed? And how would you know? How would you know if you're a starseed? So let's first start at what a starseed is. Starseed is a soul that has lived many lifetimes, either on different planets or just one of those very old souls. They feel very disconnected from things that they're supposed to do, like purposes that they're supposed to have, like daily lifestyles and daily things. They feel trivial or are not important to them, like bigger pictures and bigger aspects and almost like world issues are like something that can get a starseed down, as opposed to somebody like calling them a name or insulting them in a way. They're not affected by those certain things, but they are affected by like the world as a whole, kind of grasping what it is to live in a human body, and that out of body experience that I feel misplaced. That is the biggest thing coming to starseeds and alien life forms and things like that. It's what we're going to talk about today. All kind of different alien races and where you can gravitate to, what feels good in your soul, what feels good to you. Starseeds tend to be very intuitive, very like psychic, or just have that like great intuition and gut feeling about things. They can have a deeper knowing, a deeper knowledge that they can't explain. These are all tipping into a starseed, and that still feeling like, I don't feel like Earth is my home. That's one of the biggest things from starseeds. So that's actually one of my purposes, is as I'm reading on Gaia.com, it's saying their mission. So Starseed's mission is to raise the collective consciousness and guide humanity towards a state of greater harmony and love. So I feel that purpose. So I can definitely call myself a starseed. I've never really called myself a starseed, but see, I consider all souls that we've lived on other planes, even if you've only been to Earth, that your soul is an intergalactic being. That's how I've always portrayed it, that it's not just of an earthly realm, right? We come from source, we come from somewhere else. And so that's the tie of that collective consciousness from starseeds and what I call intergalactic beings. They can be light workers. Light workers are people who tap into their natural gifts of helping people, either in words that they say or comforting them, or naturally being able to like heal people, just being in their presence. These can be nurses. These can be, people can have these as professions and actually doing to help people. Doctors, nurses. A lot of times I find that light workers don't know that they're light workers, that they go to sleep and they tend to wake up very exhausted, very tired, and have these crazy vivid dreams of actually helping and healing people. That means that you're a light worker, because you're actually doing the work for somebody here on Earth just in your sleep, right? Because you're astral traveling, your soul is doing all the work. So that's what light workers are. Okay. Again, from Gaia.com, the different starseeds that they know of, and we can just roll with that. So Sirius starseeds, not Sirius, Serious, Sirius as in the planet Sirius, Sirius. So there's Sirius A and Sirius B. These are awakened souls here on earth, and they believe that Jesus and Mother Mary are descendants of the Syrians, which is super interesting. Syrian species are described as humanoid in appearance with only a few features different from those of humans. The Sirius system, sorry, not a planet, it's 2 stars. Being the largest and brightest is Sirius A, and Sirius B is a small white dwarf star of lower luminosity and mass than the Sirius A. Okay, so it describes further of what they look like. A lot of alien beings already have psychic abilities or healing abilities. So I don't feel like we have to dabble into each one, but if I find something specific with an alien race that really pops out at me, let's go ahead and we'll talk about that. Pleiadian starseeds. They come from the star cluster known as the Seven Sisters. The Pleiadians are known for their deep love and creativity, and they are said to be the guardians of Earth's records. They exist in the 5th dimensional frequency and promote harmony and well-being. Pleiadian. They're tall and definitely humanoid. They have hair, and they're very peaceful and benevolent, ethical, and they're concerned with the welfare of Earth. It's funny because Pleiadian are the ones that are the blonde-haired, blue eyes, like very striking and beautiful alien species. Honestly, as I'm doing this and I'm thinking of it, 3i Atlas almost feels Pleiadian. Has anybody else tapped into that? Has anybody gotten any downloads? I haven't done many meditations. I've been sick for the past couple of weeks, so I haven't done many meditations. And by the time you're listening to this, is going to air after December. This is most likely in January. So I'm curious to see what 3i Atlas does in the future of December, of when it's going to be closest to us. And honestly, a lot of downloads that I've heard from different alien channelers, from different mediums, they're getting that this is meant to be not startling to people of Earth. This is not meant to scare anybody. This is meant more for actually lifting our vibration and getting us ready for working together with aliens, extraterrestrial, coming together and working in harmony for the greater good for everybody involved. Andromedan starseeds. Andromedan, that sounds so like sexy of a name. Andromedan. So they have no hair and they have larger eyes, what I'm seeing, but they're not the fully blacked out eyes. They tend to be tall. They have a pale bluish skin. The Andromeda constellation, early in their history, several million years ago, they were in constant war with each other, which led to the destruction of their homeworld. They now live in a giant, self-sustaining biosphere starships containing forests, oceans, rain, and wildlife. Guys, that makes me, oh my gosh, that makes me have a story to tell, Andromedan. Have I told this story before? I'm like, stop me if I tell this story before. That I was in a meditation, and you all know I connect with an Arcturian, which I guess can be close to Andromedan in look, but I definitely think he's Arcturian, so this is confusing. But in a meditation, I wanted Adam, the alien that I connect with, to take me onto a spaceship. And he did. And we started in this capsule area that we were just by ourselves. And the doors slid open. This is so like Star Wars, right? Like it definitely had this sci-fi kind of whole thing to it. So the doors slid open. We walk out together. He's so much taller than me and he's to my right. And we're walking side by side. And as we're approaching somebody else, this other alien being that didn't look like him, it was a different race. It was slender. It had some kind of suit on that was very tight to its frame, almost translucent. The skin was like translucent-y, like, but this like glistening, almost glittery aspect to it. And I felt like she was a female, if there was a gender to this race. I'm not really sure, but I remember her speaking to me telepathically and asking Adam, saying something like, "This one is a little different, isn't she?" And Adam responded, "Yes." I want to say there was this small interaction of her asking about like why I was here on the ship. And we just did that quick conversation and she just continued to pass. It was like this quick passing moment. And he took me to this almost Colosseum-like area that opened up. It was huge. And to think about being on a spaceship, I was almost in this other world, like transported. There was like beautiful lush forests and waterfalls and like a lake and all these things. So as I read that, guys, I was brought back to that meditation that I walked with Adam through this spaceship, where there were actual like biology and pretty much an earth within a spaceship, which is mind-blowing, right? So I didn't know. And then he also took the outside of the wall, because we were on the exterior of the spaceship in this area, and he could click a button and it almost made the wall disappear as if it was like translucent, so you could see all the stars outside, but then it was still illuminated in some way. Pretty amazing stuff. Okay, I got distracted, sidetracked, but I thought that was a good story, so I wanted to add that. Now to my favorite, Arcturian starseeds, which is probably me, because I was told by Adam that I was Arcturian before and we were siblings. So I'm not sure if I chose to come. I don't know. So the Arcturian race is benevolent, which we all know. Allegedly, real extraterrestrial beings originated from the planet Pitoa in the Arcturus system, located approximately 36.7 light years from Earth. In the constellation Boötis, I don't know if I'm saying that. So Arcturians are known to be one of the most spiritually and technologically advanced civilizations in the Milky Way. Arcturians are known for their peaceful nature and concern of the welfare of humans and the future of Earth. Wanted to add here that in my alien experiences, I've encountered Arcturian and small grays as much as I know, with doing meditations with Adam and knowing who has visited me and technically in my bedroom. And I have to tell you guys, after reading that the Arcturians are the most technologically savvy alien species that we know of, and I can kind of validate that because of the fact that when I know my Arcturian aliens are around and visiting me, it's very quiet, very seamless. I ask them to please let me stay sleeping and not to notice them, because it's scary, right? Like it's totally jarring to have somebody walking throughout your bedroom while you're trying to sleep. And so they're super respectful, super quiet, but I can like feel it when they come in. And the funny thing is that when we have the small grays who also visit us and come into our bedroom, and I know that they're there, I can feel the atmospheric change when they're there. It's like this static electricity that changes in the room that I can feel, almost as if, I don't know if they're stopping time or what's happening exactly, and why that static electricity feeling comes around with them. Other people who are alien experiencers have mentioned that is something that happens to them as well. But the funny thing is that I call the grays clumsy, because there's like knocking, there's, stuff rattling around in my room, and it's just really funny to have one species come in super quiet, just everything's like organized and ready. And I feel like the grays are like, boom, 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 like teenagers or something coming in and just bumping around in the night. So I had to add that. Arcturians are so sweet and want to see us doing well and keep advancing and keep moving forward. They're very good healers. Arcturian. They're fabulous psychic. And honestly, I think I got my gifts as a psychic medium from aliens, that they activated it. So in the time that I've seen UFOs, had UFO experiences, had weird experiences at night, that you can play back my episode of me talking about my alien experiences. Episode 25. Episode 25, you can go back and listen to my alien experiences that I got to share. Not only on my own podcast, I have been interviewed by Linda Moulton Howe. I've been interviewed by some UK newspapers, and then another one, UFO Chronicles. He was fabulous to talk to. Nick is his name. Nick Hunter, I want to say. So nice and really sweet and supportive in sharing my story. I'm going to go through the other ones fast. Orion alien species. So those are more the extraterrestrials that are from the Orion constellation. Orion is pretty much like where they have the serpent and reptilioids. Look, they have different stars and kind of a group together is where I'm reading this. I'm getting this all from aliens.fandom.com/wiki/ and then each one. The links are below. Lyran starseeds, the feline beings from the constellation Lyra, are spiritual figures who focus on development of psychic abilities. The energy is represented in many ancient cultures, especially in Egypt. Lyran. So these are all what you feel pulled to. I guess I'm not going to go into those. Vegan starseeds. They come from a star system, Vega, and are believed to be the original ancestors of humanity on Earth. The vegans have a deep connection with nature and spirituality. They contribute knowledge about unity and balance between humanity and the cosmos. Maldakian starseeds. Maldak was a planet in the solar system that was destroyed by internal conflict. The Maldakians who arrived on Earth learned from their mistakes and seek to teach humanity how to avoid self-destruction. That's a huge thing. Like, we can learn so much from starseeds. Lemurian and Atlantean starseeds are ancient civilizations here on Earth. They were highly advanced and spiritual beings. Starseeds from these places have reincarnated to share their lost knowledge. And it's to restore balance and wisdom throughout. Pretty much knowing that we're working all as a whole in collective consciousness. Okay. Benefits of being a starseed are having the spiritual connection, the intuitive sense, heightened empathy, clear purpose, psychic abilities, and developed intuition, which I already said. But challenges of a starseed is also the feeling of alienated, like not feeling connected to peers or things around you. Extremely sensitive, emotional challenges, high expectations of others and their outcomes, and karmic connections between people and places and things of what's going on in your daily. So starseeds don't always have it easy. Listen, if you are a starseed, I applaud you. What I think the biggest struggle is acknowledging and knowing that you're a starseed. And then what do you do from here? So it really is just about the love and kindness you share with other people to help humanity, to help the Earth's vibration, to help your own vibration. It's really just as simple as that, guys. So when it comes down to, okay, I'm a starseed, what do I do with that? That's it. Share the love, share the kindness. It doesn't mean you need to go slap everybody in the face and be like, wake up, we're all aliens. Please don't go do that. That would be so funny if you did. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. I hope you learned something about yourself and something about starseeds and our alien friends. As always, I want to send you love and light.